everybody. It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's about 11:30 on Monday morning. My Cowboys lost a tough one yesterday. Pisses me off, let me tell you. They had such high hopes too, you know. But I guess the Rams are a pretty good team. Anyway, I'm taking a little break from lawn tractors. And as you guys know from Motherload 27, I picked up 7 free lawnmowers, and they're just taking up all this room in my garage. And I don't really have any place to put them that's dry in the backyard, so it has to go in the garage. I don't like to leave my metal power equipment outside in the rain and the sprinklers and all that stuff. That's how you ruin them. Always keep your machines covered up. I mean, go get a tarp or something, man. Put a plastic bag over the engine or something, man. Anyway, I really like the Toro recycler lawnmowers, so I've decided that I'm going to try to get one of these going first. As you know from a previous episode, this one over here, it starts and runs, and most importantly, the self-propulsion has 0 issues. It works great. However, I think there's something funky. It's not this one, it's this one. There's something funky about the auto choke, because when you start it, it stays on choke, and the muffler, when it's heated up, it doesn't move the thermostat auto choke to the off choke position. So it stays on choke. Not that it's stuck, but I think that the thermostat is busted. That's what I'm thinking. Also, the carburetor maybe could use cleaning, because I think it kind of runs a little rich. You see some black smoke come out, but that might be due to the choke flap. But let's do a quick look at this, because look, this is also missing the air cleaner cover as well as the bagger. This one here, I have no idea about it, right? We're gonna find out today. It has a choke cover, air filter cover, and it has a bagger. Although this guy didn't seem like he put the bagger on correctly. Gotta lift the flap, bro! So look, this has a decent bagger. It's got some paint on it, whatever, I can paint it. And so it's got a bagger. I mean, this is complete, but I don't know if this runs. So maybe I should try to see if this runs first before I do anything. It is drier than the Nevada desert. And the oil reservoir is the small little one here, and it's got good clean oil in it. You see how this one has a little small little dipstick, right? It's the cheap kind, whereas this one is the full-size large long one. So, you know, I mean, ideally I would love it if both of these work great, you know, but if I had to use one to make one full one, you know what I'm saying, to make one complete to sell, I will do it. But again, I said this one runs. Let's try it. It's an auto choke. It's got gas, it's got oil. It's almost like this linkage is not even connected. That's what it seems like. We're gonna take that top shroud apart and see what the story is with the linkage there. Figure out why it runs rough, because the choke flap is always closed or wants to stay closed. How about that, huh, guys? Didn't this turn out pretty good, considering all the rust that it had and everything? You guys remember what this looked like before, right? I mean, it's like a tremendous transformation. Even though if you go closer, I'm gonna go closer, you'll see that the paint is not great, because there's just so much rust on top, you know? Short of sandblasting it, primering it, Bondo a little bit, you know? Which you're not gonna do for something like this, right? But this will probably sell pretty well. My next step for this is probably eventually I'm gonna get to go see my friend Larry and Bobby over in Hauppauge. As you guys know, I made a cup holder yesterday. It looks pretty good. he has a deck for me, and we'll do a swaparoo trade deal or something like that for me to get a deck. And then I could get a deck on here and we could sell this, you know. After a bunch of lawnmowers that I'll fix, right? I'll work on the other LT. This might be the LT2000, because the LT2000 or LTS 1500 have the rectangle Craftsman sticker on it. This one actually should be an LT100, 1000, because it has this sticker. I had an LTS 1500 that had that sticker with this same hood, so I think this hood actually belongs on that one, but this one was in better condition. Looks great. I have another one here, the third one out of the 7. It's your typical Murray. This one's actually self-propelled. Most of the ones I have are not. I actually had a cover for that. I just sold it on eBay. Usually with these Murrays, there's a lot of rust around that area. When you just push down on it, it's soft, which this is. So I'm questioning maybe this one may not be worth fixing if that's area there in the back is all rusted out, and that's a typical problem with this. Also, this bagger has a very small opening. It's only like that high, so the grass takes a while for the grass to get in there. So I don't really like this at all. It's usually just junk, you know, bottom feeder. But looks like it has a nice quantum engine on it. Maybe it'll work, I don't know. But first, we're going to try to get at least one Toro recycler going today, perfect for sale, you know? But first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of gas in this second recycler, because this one seems to be the most complete, actually, right? I mean, it won't take much. Just put the air cover on there and put the bagger on here, and this is more complete, you know? But let's just see if this one starts. I just put some gas in here. What is with this gas cap, man? Come on! Holy cow, I don't have time to just be messing with the gas cap. Come on! Oh, for God's sakes. Alright. It's auto choke, so let's just see what happens. Is that unbelievable or what? I don't think there's anything wrong with it, to be honest with you. Maybe the carb is kind of dirty, you know? Just drop the bowl, spray some go-go juice throughout there, rinse it out. Might have some debris in the bowl. But other than that, start it on the first pull with gas. Self-propulsion works great. This body is not as good as this one, because this one actually has some blue paint on it. But actually, this more complete Toro recycler seems like it's pretty much ready to go. Just got to clean it up is all. Score! These Kohler engines are like Hondas. They take 10mm bolts or nuts. It's very easy to remove the top shroud on this model, Xt675. It's just 3 nuts to take the recoil starter off. Don't forget not to lose your nuts, which I've just done. All right. This cover comes right off. It's so easy. So I'm looking at the mechanism for the thermostat, and it's free. It's loose. You know what I'm saying? There's no tension on it. No spring tension. Maybe a little bit, but it's a little hinky. But it seems like it is connected to the flap well. I'm gonna go get a heat gun so that we can heat this thermostat up and see if it moves. So I have my heat gun, dual temperature. I got this from my friend Samuel Sandoval over at Red Oaks Mowers. Longtime subscriber, sends me gifts and tools that he thinks that I use for my channel. So I'm gonna turn it on to high heat here. See if this moves. I'm just heating up the thermostat. And if it works, it's supposed to just move by itself and open up that choke flap, see? And it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Doesn't seem to be getting hot or anything. I mean, I'm sure it's getting hot, but it's not moving, see? And this heat gun is very hot. So it's not opening up the, oh wait a minute. It's kind of moving. So it works, see? It's opened up. Huh, that's strange, huh? I mean, it took a while, but it does work. This is what it looks like from the top. There's two different kinds. This one is the one that lays flat horizontally. There's another one that lays on its side that goes this way instead of this way. The linkage looks correct, right? Open, close. Open, close. I took the air cleaner base off, and if you look here, there's a lot of dirt and grime there. And it looks like that hole might be blocked off. That could make a difference. Since I have it off, I'm going to take this carburetor off. You just slide it off. You have to break the seal a little bit. Remove the fuel line. Take this off, loosen the linkages. And then let's open up that carburetor and just clean it, huh? Rule that out. So as you guys saw, I just cleaned the carburetor, but I noticed that this gasket was on the wrong way. Quinn the mailman! See what I'm saying, fellas? Right there. It was on like this, because I noticed that there was grime underneath the hole. So this little corner was blocking that hole, see? So when I put it on the same way I took it off, I said, that doesn't seem right. But if you flip it around, that's not right either. That's not right either. There we go. You see that? See how that fits perfectly? This is open because of the cutouts. That hole is open. This hole is open from the gasket. I think the gasket was on wrong, and plus this hole was blocked up with a whole bunch of that stuff. So I'm going to put this all back, and we'll see if this runs better with the carb clean. Okay, so I just put everything back. It really wasn't hard at all. Cleaned the carb, put that gasket on supposedly the correct way. We tested the thermostat. Let's see what happens. the plot thickens. Well, no gas in there, for one thing. Plenty of gas now. By the way, in the carburetor bowl, there was some water in there. So water in the bowl, and the gasket being on backwards, blocking off a hole that had grime in it too. Hey, what is with these gas caps, man? Hi, Quinn. How about those Cowboys? No. See what I'm saying, guys? The choke is not opening. That's the problem. When you use your fingers and open the choke, it runs pretty good. Not great, but it runs pretty good. But the choke stays closed, which means I think that thermostat still's messed up, you know? So you know what it was? I forgot to attach the linkage. I tell you, when you get to my age, you just don't know what's going on. Never get old, fellas. This thing was just revving a little high, and no matter what I did with this and the idle screw, it still wouldn't go to lower RPMs. So I reset the governor by loosening this bolt while holding this thing on, right? Then pushing this forward, turning this that way, tightening it up. Now watch. Awesome. So while this thing doesn't have an air cleaner or a cover, this thing does, right? This is pretty much complete. This one had really nothing wrong with it. Yep. This one sounds great. They both work very well. And surprisingly, the self-propulsion works too, which is rare, you know? Works well. There was a little bit of blue paint over here. I'm sorry, was it? Yeah, it was over there. Some blue paint over there, and it was covering up some markings or something like that. Got some kind of paint or epoxy over here. I'm gonna try to get that off. Then I'm going to take both these to the backyard and power wash it a little. Then I'll list them both for sale. And I'll just take the air cleaner off and the cover and put it on this one to take the picture. And then whichever I sell first, the cover goes with it. And then in the meantime, I'll have to spend some money and get an air filter and cover for that. But a bagger is going to be more difficult to get, you know? So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to go and power wash this and see how it comes. So after I power wash these two, they look a lot better. I still think there's something wrong with this choke thing. It doesn't run right until the choke flap is completely open, and it takes a little longer for this choke flap to open all the way for it to run smooth. So in the beginning, the first minute or so, kind of stumbles a little. That oil is like brand new oil, but this oil is dust! So I got to give this thing an oil change. Got the spinach container that I have here. I'm just going to tilt it on its side. That is black. Let's go get some SAE 30. Drained out all the bad Earl, and I'm putting in some SAE 30 from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. 20 ounces. Shout out to Frank Guile from Port Orange, Florida for buying a bunch of stickers, as well as my friend Robert Nighthawk. Could have just got them for me that day, right? But anyway, thanks a lot for buying the stickers, fellas. I really appreciate the support. If you guys would like to support the channel, feel free to just check out the description of every video. I have links to all my stickers. And coming soon, I've got a couple of new designs that I'm trying out a test batch. And I know they're gonna fly off the shelves just like that. So that's it. I fixed both of them today and got them cleaned up pretty well. These should sell for a pretty penny. Need to order a cover and a couple of filters for these things. And then maybe look into, I forget which one, the thermostat for the muffler for one of these things. Just want to try it and see if that works well, because it runs really well, but only after the muffler heats up and the choke flap is completely open, and that's when it runs really well. So it's slow work. So I think maybe the thermostat is busted. So I'm gonna go and try a new one and see if this runs better. I haven't listed this one yet, but I will list one. This one's ready to go. This doesn't have a bag anyway. Maybe I'll come across one pretty soon. But that's it. Today's episode was fixing 2 Toro recyclers, both running. And I got them for free! That's right, free! Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on today's episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey guys, John over here at Turning Wrenches, and we'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.